public places, simple question I ask, whether what do you want in life actually? What do you want in life? Then the answer is very abstract. People don't have perfect idea. So few people, have got some idea that I want to get enlightened person. I want to know the God and so many things. But basically, they don't have their abstract ideas, or they have got some faith in something. They want to have that idol or some faith in that. I just tell you an example. Suppose. Okay, suppose we have. Yeah. Suppose we have got one box in which your faith or your whatever enlightenment, whatever is kept there, and there is one box in which happiness is kept, happiness and comfort is kept, and we tell to have a queue. It's a free for everybody. Where will you keep? The queue will be for the happiness. So everybody wants happiness in life, nothing else. You may be in any profession. We are all doctors, but you can be in any profession, maybe engineer, maybe architect, maybe anybody. But ultimately, what you want in life is happiness. And today I'm actually going to show you the path of happiness, giving different examples. Now, before going to that path, see, the most important thing is that what are the priorities in life? Again, well, people have got different priorities. Few people may like to have name and fame, isn't it? Few people may like to have wealth, a lot of wealth. Few people will like to have great position, power. So there are different things everybody likes. But see, I come from Jivan Vidya Mission, and we have got 4 categories. With the priority should be in this way, and that is our opinion. If I ask you, what is the most important thing in your life? What is the most important you love most? What do you love most? Well, people may be again telling different things, but I will tell you the reality is like that. I will tell you one small, story which you have read when you were young. A mother monkey with a child, kid was just going in a forest, and there was a well which contained no water. It was an empty well, and it fell in that well, and it was a very deep well, so that monkey could not come up. So trying to come up but could not. What happened? The rain started pouring in, and the water started collecting down at the bottom. Well, in the beginning, when it was empty, that kid of that monkey was playing on the bottom. Okay. Then as the water started pouring in, the water level started rising. Naturally, mother always loves her kid. Any mother, isn't it? So immediately she lifted that kid to the knee level. Well, the rain didn't stop. It again started growing. Then that she took the kid to the chest level. Right? The still rain didn't stop. Then it went to almost this level. She took the child here, and ultimately to save the child, see the love of the mother. She kept the child on her head to protect the child. Mother has got tremendous love for kid, isn't it? But what happened next? Next thing that happened was the reality of life. What happened? The water level started growing up and started smothering the mother monkey. Started entering the mother monkey's nose and everything. Then what was the result? What she did? She took her child and put her under leg to increase her height to save herself. So this is the reality of life. What you love is your own body. Neither your wife, neither your husband, neither your kids, nothing. What you love is your own body. But the real paradox is that whatever we love, we neglect. See, in India, river is called as goddess, isn't it? Ganga goddess, Ganga Ma, isn't it? Or even earth is called Mother Earth, isn't it? We call that thing. But what do? We pollute Ganga. What you adore most, we pollute Ganga. We actually spit on the earth, Mother Earth, isn't it? So it is a paradox in India. Whereas in Western country, they don't treat it as goddess or something like that, but they keep it clean, isn't it? So this is it. So our body is the most important thing that you love most. That is the reality. Nothing else. Then do you take care of the body? So most important thing is that what is health? What is health? I did the full form of health as happy, enthusiastic, all throughout is health. Or rather you can say enthusiasm to work and enthusiasm to be compassionate. These are the two important factors. I will tell you in detail. See, if we take all the biochemical parameters of every one of you, including me, definitely there will be somebody who will have high cholesterol, somebody who have B12 deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, something like that. All parameters cannot be perfect, isn't it? But still you can be healthy. That is my statement. So in the morning when you get up, you should feel enthusiasm to work. Well, I want to do something today. I want to learn something today. Something like that. Yes, you should have that sort of attitude, isn't it? Then only you can be called as healthy. But another thing, enthusiasm to be compassionate. Okay, that is very, very important. Compassion means what? There is something like sympathy and empathy. I will tell you, we can see many examples like that. See, if you are going on a road and there is some road accident, two-wheeler fellow falls and get the head injury. Okay, what happens? What is the routine picture? People going thereby will just look at him, have a dry sympathy, say, oh, bad thing happened, and again go for their work. They will not help, right? But there are few who will go there and help that person and take him to hospital. That is called empathy. Embody yourself. Those who, and there are many perverted people, they will go on taking the picture in the mobile or video and immediately forward it. They are diseased people. They are diseased people, remember. They are not healthy. So enthusiasm to work and enthusiasm to be compassionate, these are two important factors. Then only you can be called as healthy. Otherwise not. That is important. And of course, we know, and for physical and mental health, there are few things very much required. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, she proved that if you want to live longer, what is needed? No, she related to the length of the telomeres. The telomeres are the caps on the genes, caps on the genes. The more the length of telomere, more the life you have got. How she came to conclusion? There are almost more than 3 lakh people in this world who are above 100 years. She examined thousands, not many, not few, thousands, and such laboratories are available which will actually measure the telomeres on the genes in England as well as in Japan. And she found all those had a very length of telomere or more. So length of the telomeres is very, very important. So how to increase the length of the telomeres if you want to remain live longer, isn't it? So she found out there are 4 factors. Diet, for doctors, I don't have to tell that. Exercise is very important, because exercise is why important, because what happens when you do exercise, the endorphin is released. And suppose you keep some target. Okay, today I will do 100 push-ups or something like that. You achieve that, then the celebration mood gives rise to dopamine release. And these are two, as you know, all are happy hormones. What they do? What they do is reduce your depression. They elevate your mood, and that really is helpful. They remove your stress. So I always say, if you are under mental stress, do exercise. Do exercise. Absolutely, the chemical thing, dopamine and endorphin will raise your mood. So diet, of course, we all know. Exercise is again very important. We always say at least thrice a week you should do exercise for 45 minutes. Younger age, you can go for aerobics. If you're not slightly older, go for yoga. There's so many things, the exercise there. And one more thing I would like to suggest, that is autophagy. Autophagy. You must have heard actually this term, because in many sort of religions, there is fasting is there, fasting. But that is not scientific fasting. Fasting is very important, that leads to autophagy. And what is that autophagy means? Actually, as you know, apoptosis, natural death of cell. It's not necrosis, it is the natural death of cell. In autophagy, what happens? Cell destroys its own Voronoi parts. It also engulfs, recycles dead cells, bacteria, fungus, virus, and forms a new protein. And actually, so it is called rejuvenation. What happens? That because this natural, whatever the Voronoi cells are, it eats up. The advantage, advantage they have found, it may avoid Parkinsonism, dementia, then Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, autoimmune disease, and heart problems. That is what they say, the autophagy. Yoshinori Oshumi got Nobel Prize for that. That is one of the things we can do. How much fasting should be done? I just inquired, and then I found out, they say that if you do 18 hours fasting, and 6 hours, in that 6 hours you can eat. That also is quite good. Of course, in our very busy life, it's not possible. Then you can do 12 hours, 12 hours. But the best is 18 hours fasting, 6 hours, or sometimes few people do 24 hours fasting in once in a week. If you can do that, well, that allows our abnormal cells growing like cancerous cell and which are degenerated or malfunctioning, they will be engulfed by phagocytes. And it is supposed to be useful. That is what Oshinura proved. That is why he got Nobel Prize. So diet, exercise, and one more thing, sleep. For doctors, I would like to definitely tell you, because we people work so much that we don't get a sleep. Many doctors, as you know, there's an example of Mandke, he himself used to tell the lifestyle is very important. You should take a good sleep, but he himself did not take good sleep, isn't it? So, and the result was that he had to die much earlier, isn't it? So remember, sleep is important. 7 to 9 hours sleep is extremely important because that is the time the repair mechanism goes in blood vessels. And that is very important. And people forget that, and that is a very bad thing. So I request all of you, you are all busy practitioners, see that after you are working for what? You want to get happiness. And for happiness, your physical health has to be good, isn't it? Very simple. It has to be good. Otherwise, how can you enjoy the happiness? So physical health, sleep is very important factor. I always press, especially all the doctors are so busy and your orthopedics means all accident cases will come. But find out some time to get 7 to 9 hours sleep in 24 hours. Okay. So that is very, very important. Now, okay. Right. Now, we are all stressed. We always call enjoy stress. Is stress bad? If I ask this question, most of the people will say, yes, stress is bad. It's not so. It's a pathological stress which is bad, but there's something like eustress, which is good, some stress has to be there. See, I will tell you example. Suppose you have got a rubber, rubber, you just relax, it is totally lax rubber. It doesn't have any potential energy. Or you have got, suppose, bow. Once you bend the bow, put a string on and stretch the string and put an arrow on it, it has got potential energy, then only you can do the work. So some stress is very important to increase your efficiency. But it crosses certain limit, then it becomes pathological stress, and that gives a depression. That's true. So remember, some stress has to be there, especially in India. Suppose you are in Arab country, there are only one way road and nobody comes from front. Okay, you can just put it on auto and just go on. In India, it's not so. When you're driving, you don't know. Some animal may come, some person may come ahead. So you are slightly under stress, and that is attentiveness will increase. So some stress is important in our life also. Any operation is there, some stress will be there, but it should not cross certain limit. That is important. That is where you have to learn. So as such, stress is not bad. So stress is very good, and that also helps in our life. Now, in our life, we get many crises. As you know, this corona crisis is going on all over the world. But why a corona crisis? In our own life, we do get many crises, isn't it? Sometimes it will happen that some operation fails, we get under stress, and suddenly another operation fails. Well, these such type of days everybody gets. But then how to come out of that? See, there's a natural Kubler-Ross model they call. What they say? First response is denial. It is not possible. The corona came, Trump was always in denial mode. It is nothing like that in a corona. So first is the denial mode. How can this happen? Impossible. When you find that no, it is not going, then you get anger. Remember, the thing which is not under your control, is there any point becoming angry? It's useless. It's no use, isn't it? So denial, and then is anger. Third is bargain. Then what happens? Bargaining is still going on. Our chief minister is saying, no, I'm going to put lockdown. And the businessman says, no, lockdown is going to be a problem. So what the businessman will say, okay, we will put masks, we'll do social distancing, but allow us to start shops. Correct? The bargaining starts. It is but natural, everywhere it is there. Bargaining is the third reaction to the crisis. Well, when the bargaining also fails, then one goes into depression. Correct. And such depression patients have increased like anything during this period. All you also must be facing such patients. Depression has come because they cannot do denial, anger, bargain, and nothing works, then depression. Last thing is the acceptance. We always say in Jivan Vidya, just remove those first four steps. Denial, anger, bargain, and depression, just leave aside. Accept the reality first. Once you accept the reality, your mind becomes open. Then you start seeing the positive points, the positive aspect of the same crisis situation. Yes, we can see the positive aspect of even during this crisis, situation, everything was depressed. But what those who accepted, they found out, the pollution has gone down. You could see even Himalayas, isn't it, from the Jalandhar. Even in Sangli also, we could see the hills over there that were far away because of pollution. We could not see. I will tell you, the plants also grew. They even, the crop also went very well because there was no pollution. All the infective sort of diseases, respiratory diseases came down because we started using masks, social distancing, and pollution went down. And it is a fact that in India, almost 1.5 lakh people die because of road accidents, which were saved during the corona. So many positive aspect of that. What I mean to say, you should learn to see the positive aspect. But the depression, in our India, to going to psychiatrist, there's a social stigma that is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I think for doctors, I don't have to tell you that, but I have seen almost more than 10% population has got depression, endogenous depression, which is absolutely pathological. And for that, you have to take drugs and it becomes all right. But we have found that it takes almost 10 years to reach to the psychiatrist because there is social stigma that you should explain to the patients who are under depression, or doctor should explain that it is something like diabetes, something like hypertension that needs treatment. You get treatment, you become all right. So encourage them to take the proper consultation of psychiatrist. That we doctors should do, because that is the usual, many times that is story. And because of this corona crisis, the depression patient have increased. But this, something which happens with external factor, will go away once the external factor will go. But this depression, endogenous depression, needs treatment that you have to tell the patients. So this Kubler-Ross model, you remember, any crisis in your life, first accept the reality. Then your mind becomes quiet. And once the quiet mind is there, you start seeing the solutions. Otherwise, when you are in denial mode, anger mode, bargain mode, then what happens? You start thinking of problems and the problems will increase. When your mind is quiet, you start seeing the solutions. That is very important. Now, we always say, why we get negative thoughts? No? They say that there are almost 60,000 thoughts coming a day. Who found out, I don't know, but that is usually given in the textbooks, okay? 60,000, and out of them, 99% are repetitive and negative thoughts. In Jivan Vidya, we always say we have to find a root cause analysis. Why negative thoughts? Why not positive thoughts? I will tell you the reason. See, when we were kids, very small kid, 1 year, 2 year old, there are nothing like negative thoughts that time, isn't it? Simple thing you can see, suppose a 1.5 year child is there, you put him on some cot and tell him to jump out. That child will jump and no inhibitions. Okay, keep him on 5 feet height table. Tell him to jump. It will jump. No inhibition, no negative thoughts in him. Correct? What happens as the child starts growing? The child's parents, the people around start putting negative thoughts. Okay, sometimes they are good for his health. In the sense, suppose there's some hot object and they always tell, don't touch the hot object, you will get burned. That is correct feeding. But then other negative feelings like that, oh, you don't play with that kid, he comes from lower class. He doesn't come from my caste. He is not from my religion. He is not from our country. These type of negative thoughts are fed into a kid's mind by parents as well as people around. That is why negative thoughts goes on increasing. They always say no parking. We rarely see parking boards. No parking boards, correct? Now, okay, the child grows, becomes adult. Then what happens to the adult? Why he gets negative thoughts? Very simple thing. See, there are survival instincts. 4 survival instincts are there. What are they? Fear, hunger, sex, and sleep. These are 4 survival instincts. Very simple. Fear for the, when you are in Stone Age, fear from the predator, fear of the life. Fear, hunger, of course, for survival, hunger. Third is sleep or rest, sex to increase our own population. Okay, so these are the 4 survival instincts. I will tell you what happens when you are adult. Suppose, just take a hypothetical situation. You are in an island, and the food is available only for 5 people, and you are 20, and nothing else is available. Now what happens? The food is in the center, 20 people are around. What goes in mind? If I don't get the food, I will die because fear of death is there, hunger is there. That is natural instinct. Everybody thinks that way, and everybody goes and try to grab that. Let others go to hell, but I must get the food, otherwise I will not survive. This negative thing, that is what the negative thing is going on all over the world. All over the world. You will say how it is going. Very simple. See, when I'm talking to you, what I'm talking is reaching California, Japan, China, isn't it? Now we can understand. Mobile is there. You connect my distinct vibrations, connect my frequency. So what I'm talking can be heard in California. That means whatever I'm talking is revolving around the earth. Similarly, there are 700 crore people in the world. Everybody is talking and all is moving around the earth. And remember, thinking is still subtler action, which is revolving still faster. In the world, what is the fastest thing? Thinking is fastest. Because suppose you had visited sometime US, the minute I tell you, you reach US in imagination. It is a very fast and it is moving round. So thinking is moving. What is thinking after all? It's vibrations. That goes on revolving around. That is why we go on getting. See, your empty mind is devil's shadow. They will say, why they said it's correct. See, suppose there is an empty pot, but that is not really empty. Actually, air is in that, isn't it? You try to remove the air. What will happen? Another air will enter. Similarly, there are negative thoughts. You try to negative thoughts. The negative thoughts are revolving around. They will enter that empty. So when your brain is empty without thought, your mind is without thoughts, and that time automatically the negative thoughts will enter. Then what to do that? Now suppose the air is there in this and you want to remove the air. What should be done? Very simple. You pour water, air goes out. Exactly. That is the remedy to remove the negative thoughts. So what you should do? You should absolutely see that you enter positive thoughts purposely by efforts you have to put. And that is why in India, there are many prayers have come. Positive and harmonious thoughts. If you go on uttering continuously, that really works. Once suppose we have got a very nice prayer, oh God, bless all with health and wealth. Bless all with money and harmony. Oh God, bless all with peace and bliss. Bless all with wisdom and your devotion. It's all a positive thinking, positive and harmonious thinking for all. When you start thinking that way, that thought process go on entering your brain. So then there is no entry to negative thoughts. If you are supposing difficulty and you tell, don't think negatively, it is not possible. If you tell somebody, don't think of monkey for 30 seconds, he will think of monkey only, isn't it? So for that, you have to put positive, harmonious thought by effort. For that, all the prayers have come all over the world in all religions, isn't it? So this prayer, what I told, is absolutely harmonious, positive. It is absolutely secular. If you go on uttering that continuous prayer in your mind, there is no chance of negative thought entering. I always call it as helmet. The way helmet protects your brain, this positive thinking helmet will protect you from negative thoughts. Because somebody comes and wants to gossip something, you tell him, in the Rotary they say, you ask him whether it is truth. Don't tell me before that. Then he may say, okay, I don't know. Then don't tell me. Whether it is beneficial to me? No, don't tell me. Whether it is beneficial to all other around? No, then don't tell me. Because this gossiping are negative thoughts which try to enter. Don't listen to them. That is the way your positive thought, will remain in your brain. And once your positive thoughts are there, what happens? You start seeing the solutions. You start getting the intuition. Remember, that is why prayers have come. People ask, what is the use of that satsanga? They are all old people going to satsanga. Sorry, it's not like that. These are the positive vibrations. People come with the positive vibration together. They will definitely help you. They will reach you. Remember, our thoughts do reach others. Somebody say, how can I prove that? I will prove that. Remember, see, suppose our thoughts do reach others' brain. It is actually proved scientifically also, but I will tell you a simple example. And what I am telling is not something exception. It is a rule. Tell you, see, suppose you get a thought of your very good friend who is much away from your town, is some other town, and you start feeling, uski yaad aa rahi hai. I really want to talk to him. And you go near mobile and he calls you, you get a call from him. I think this is not something exception. It is a rule. It is not miracle. It is not miracle. When you started thinking, the vibrations reached your friend. He also felt like calling you, and he called you. It's routine. Very simple thing. Everybody has noticed it in his lifetime, isn't it? So it's not something exceptional or it's not a miracle. It is absolutely scientific, and we are nothing but vibrations, mind you. Now, nowadays Newton told, the Einstein told that energy is equal to mc square. Sorry, that is now it is not accepted. C means speed of light, square of the wrong. It's not accepted. Now they say there is nothing like matter. E is equal to m. Everything are vibrating particles with different frequency. That's all. So we are all energy. So we transfer our energy. If you transfer harmonious, positive energy, that will affect other person. And that's what salesmen do. No, what the salesmen do? They do the same thing. They put their ideas into your brain. Suppose you have gone to a mall and you have some list of three things you have to purchase. You go inside and you bring back 8 things. Why? Because the salesman puts his thoughts in your mind and you start purchasing the thing which you really never needed. When you come back home, you get scolding from your wife, isn't it? So remember, thinking process definitely can be transferred. And that is why. Okay, so these are the pair which I told. Now, what are the other things you can actually increase your happiness? Exercise, I already told you. Good sex, yes, it definitely helps. Then good laugh. When you start laughing, again endorphin is released. Yes, yoga, again endorphin is released. Meditation, again endorphin is released. And laughing is a very natural thing. I will tell you something about that. As I told you, I will tell you the secret of happiness. Happiness is not something outside. People feel something outside. All this, spiritual people tell, no, it is all inside. Satchidanand is there. Is there meaning in that? Satchidanand is there? Yes, it is meaning. It is absolutely true. Ananda is right here. Happiness is right here. Joy is right inside. It is not outside. We start searching the joy outside and you go into problems. You start getting all miseries because you are going on the wrong side. No, the direction should be that inside and you are going out. You say, oh, don't tell our spiritual thing. I will prove that. Jivan Vidya proves everything. Okay. How do you say that Ananda or the joy is inside? I will prove that. See, suppose there is a small child. We all are seen, 9 months, 8 months old child is there. Do you know that child laughs for 250 to 350 times in a day? Everybody has observed. I don't have to tell you, isn't it? What? Do you tell the child joke or what? No. So is there external factor needed for the child to laugh? No, it is natural. It is natural. Why? Because there is fountain by smile or laugh, isn't it? So it is the fountain of joy which is expressed by laughing and simple thing, isn't it? It is not something outside. Child is, no, you don't have to tell joke or something, but it laughs because that is natural. So then you may say, no, it's not that. Suppose I hear a very nice song, I get happiness. I see a very nice movie, I get happiness. If I heard a very nice joke, I get, very true. You do get happiness. There is no doubt about that. So then you feel that there is happiness in the song, isn't it? No, they call Vishyananda. It's not like that. It is not a song which is giving you happiness. I will tell you the example now. Suppose you get some prize and they tell that, okay, Arijit Singh is coming to your home with orchestra and sing a song which you like most. Great idea, isn't it? Great idea. Okay, he comes and start singing the song which you like. And that gave you tremendous happiness. Very true. You really got the happiness. Then what he does, Arijit Singh, sings again the same song again, second time. Happiness goes down to 50%, isn't it? When he starts singing the fifth song, you will tell Arijit Singh, Namaskar, aap ghar ja sakte hain, mujhe bahut kaam hai. Why? When he sang for the first time, your internal joy was stimulated. And then that stimulation of that internal joy, you enjoyed, you experienced. It is not the joy outside, which is inside you got stimulated. But when he started singing the same song fifth time, it did not. It could not stimulate the joy inside. So Satchidanand is very much inside. And remember, joy is an absolutely natural thing. Crying is not a natural thing. And laughing is infectious, I will tell you, you must have seen nowadays there are many laughing clubs are there in gardens. In Sangli, of course, they are there. You may not be in that club. You may just be standing aside 20 feet high. They start laughing like mad. In the beginning, they just laugh like that and they really start laughing. You also start laughing. But suppose in corner, few ladies are there crying. Do you cry? Not at all. You may feel bad, but you won't cry. But laughing is not so. It is infectious. I will just prove that. Just watch this video. It is a beautiful video. No cause is needed. You don't have to know the cause of that. Just watch. It's beautiful. I hope you agreed. You also must have started laughing, isn't it? Very, but natural, natural. I always say, somebody asks me why you are enthusiastic so much all throughout the day. Simple secret I will tell you. Laugh at least for half an hour a day. If you are not laughed in a day, you are wasted the day. Laugh at yourself, not at others. Laugh at yourself. Well, I always tell my granddaughter, in the morning when she gets, I tell Swara, come on, go in front of me and say, how are you, Swara? Joyful. All day goes fine. I will tell you, these are very simple things to get happiness. Okay, what else you can do? What else you can do? My guru, Vamanrao Pai used to say, my name is Pai, but I don't ask for a single Pai. Very simple. What else you can do? Smile. You can smile at others. As I told you, it is infectious. Smile is how the word smile has come. Satisfied mind in lip expression means smile. Very simple. In our India, I don't know, in Western country, all of you must have visited Western. There, even if you don't know the person coming in front, in the morning, if you are going for a walk, he will say, good morning, isn't it? What is harm in that? Do you lose money for that? No, but we don't do. In India, all will be going with a stick, very face like that, as if he has taken castor oil sometime, one day, or some whole tension of the whole country is on his head, go like this, very frowning. And as a doctor, the frowning requires more calories. Smile requires less calories, isn't it? Yeah. So they go on like this. Okay. What happens? Suppose person who is acquaintance, person comes in, he does smile. And what happens? Next, what he does is very bad thing. Once that person comes in, what you'll ask him? How much is your blood sugar? How much is your blood pressure? Why you ask such questions? Are you actually transferring joy to them? See, remember, action and reaction is the most important law of the nature. You spread joy, you get joy in abundance, multiplied and magnified. But if you are spreading, you ask how much is your blood sugar, and by chance his blood sugar is 400 and yours is 100, then you get a relative joy. It's very bad, very bad. Remember, always, if somebody asks you, how is the life going on? What is the usual? Chal raha hai. आज ठीक है कल का मालूम नहीं wrong. This is the wrong way. You should say, oh, I am doing very fine, I am just enjoying the life. Remember what you say. They say, in our Indian culture, they say tathastu means tasastu. The way you say, you will be like that. Whatever you say, it will be like that. As you think, you become. Very simple. Gautam Buddha told this. As you think, you will become. So if you think, oh, it's going on like that, then you will become like that. So remember, smile, satisfied mind in lip expression is a very simple thing. You can spread the joy and get back multitude and multiplied joy. Simple. Another, listen carefully. Mind you, listening is an art, listening is an art. Hearing is different. Listening is different. Hearing means you hear from this ear and gas goes from that side. Listen means listen in. That is important. You have, what happens usually, somebody is telling you something, his sentence is not complete, but you interrupt and start, judge him and immediately start giving your opinions. Don't do that. Learn to listen, and listening is very important. Especially, I will tell you, for doctors is very important. I know I am ophthalmologist. you are also doctors. What happens? You know that everybody has experience. When they come, suppose he has got headache, then the general practitioners see that all the parameters are okay. Then they tell, okay, go to ophthalmologist. Maybe you have got some problem with the eye or vision or me have spectacles, isn't it? Okay, the patient comes to me, especially ladies, they come to me and I examine and she doesn't have any problem. She has got absolutely normal eyesight, absolutely fine. Then I tell, okay, your eye is absolutely all right. Then what happens? Does she remain quiet? No. She goes on telling the problems in her home. My this thing is sister-in-law is there who is very bad, goes on taunting me, gives a lot of problem. I get stressed. So many other things got in. Now there are two ways doctor can treat. I can say, see, that is none of my business. You find out some other doctor because I have checked your eyes are all right. No, doctor, all of you, I request. The patient comes to you, you have to treat his body as well as mind, because mind and body, unless you treat, patient is not treated completely. So I request you to listen to that lady. Listen to that lady. Once you start listening, her half headache is gone. Half headache, because there is nobody listening at home. That is why she is telling you. And listen to it. Okay, you may lose some 5 minutes. That doesn't matter. Remember, you have to treat the person as a whole, means not only body, but treat the mind as well. That is very important. Once you do that, I will tell you, then you give any tablet, she becomes all right. So important, listening. And another important thing nowadays, this is a very bad statistics in our India. Every hour, one student commits suicide. I read in Times of India. You must have also read. Very bad. Why? For futile reasons, they get some small failures and they commit suicide. Remember, nowadays everybody has got mobile and they have observed that before committing suicide, they have called somebody. Either he is not answered properly, or he could not connect, or the answer was not good, and he commits suicide. Remember, you may get such call. Be calm and quiet. Be attentive. Listen to it carefully. Then, of course, whatever you want to tell, you can tell. But listening is very, very. You may save somebody's life. You may save somebody's suicide. Yeah, correct. Thirdly, praise, appreciation. See, everybody likes appreciation, isn't it? Very simple. Suppose you built a very nice house and the interior decoratory you are done. Nobody comes to your house. You are not happy, no? That is why what they do, housewarming. Means in Marathi they call Vastu Shanta. Vastu Shanta aste. Remember, housewarming, the warmth has to be in you, people staying inside. House is always warm, there is no problem. But what they do? They call many people, isn't it? And offer a lunch or dinner, whatever it may be. Okay. Then when they come to see and visit, then what to do? They don't, go, suppose lady comes there, she will not give her lunch immediately. She will take her to teacher, especially ladies. Then she will tell what new thing, innovation she had done. She will show, see, this drawer is for small spoons, this drawer is for big spoons. And this is a plate, wooden plate. When I do like this, it becomes table. When I do like that, it's a mirror. So many innovations she do. And when she starts telling, the guests on the face start showing appreciating, face is there, expressions are there of appreciation. Okay, then you can get the lunch. Remember, you will not be given lunch unless you appreciate. So I always funnily tell those who have got in hurry, they have to go to some office or something like that, and you are called for housewarming ceremony and you want to get lunch immediately. Before that, your host start telling anything, go on appreciating every damn thing there. You will be immediately given lunch. Joke aside, that is the thing. So everybody likes praise. Fourthly, what? Respect. Respect everybody. Respect has to be commanded, not demanded. But you should respect everyone, no matter what level the person is there. And remember, respecting everybody always likes. And if you have to get respect, you have to respect other. And that is very, very important. In Marathi, there is a very nice saying, कोण कोणाला कधी केव्हा कसा उपयोगी पडेल हे ब्रह्मदेव सुद्धा सांगू शकत नाही. कारण सगळ्यांची रिलेशन चांगली ठेवण्यात आणि मेंटेन करण्यात खरं शहाणपण आहे. Respect is very important. I will tell you a real story. Our Sangli area, there are many cold storages. What happened one day? It is a real story. What happened actually? There is some fault, electrical fault in that cold storage. So engineers used to come and visit. Of course, they could not repair in a day. It used to take a lot of time. So what they did, they used to go inside, repair. Okay, that cold storage used to open at 11 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock it used to close. So before 5 o'clock, they used to stop the work and again next day used to come. That was the routine going on. One day what happened? One engineer working with full engrossed this thing, he was working there inside and he just forgot that 5 o'clock already done. And once he was started to come down, out, then whatever, watchman had closed the door. Watchman's duty at 5 o'clock closes. So watchman closed the door and he remained inside. Then, in cold storage, slowly the temperature goes on going down and down and down. He said, no, I am dying now. I am dying. He got horrible, trembling in terror, started perspiring, sat near the door, started to bump on the door. But that is absolutely soundproof, so nobody can listen. So he was about to die. What happened? After 10 minutes, that door opened. Oh my God, you can imagine what a joy he got. He was totally shrunken because of cold. He just came outside, warmed himself, rubbed everything. And when he came to senses, what he did, he asked, Arey, watchman, somehow, why you opened the door? I am sure you must have come the next day, 11 o'clock. Why you opened the door again? The answer which he gave him, every one of you should remember. Every one of you should remember. He gave the great answer. He said, Mr. Whatever is your name, there are many engineers come and go, but you are the only engineer. Every time you come, you ask my whereabouts, well-being and everything. You'll ask me whether you have taken food or not. How is your health? You'll inquire about me and then enter. And while going out also, you should always ask me, how was the day gone? Are you all right? And then used to go. Today, I just closed the door. I was going home. Then I just remember that engineer Saab, he did not talk to me. So I had a doubt whether he is inside. That is why I came and opened. Remember, कोण कोणाला कधी केव्हा कसा उपयोगी पडेल कोणीच ब्रह्मदेवता सांगू शकत नाही. पण सगळ्यांची रिलेशन चांगली ठेवण्यात आणि टिकवण्यात शहाणपण आहे. Don't underestimate anybody. There is always story of that lion and mouse, isn't it? It's absolutely fact. You don't know who is going to help you in life. Anybody can help you. Okay. So if you want to get joy, have a habit of giving. And you can learn from those nature, no? Nature teaches us the same thing. What nature teaches? Go on giving. You look at the tree, what the tree does. We are part of nature, no? So we are taught by the nature. Learn from the nature. The tree, what it gives. Nowadays, I don't have to tell you. Tree gives us oxygen, isn't it? We always call it as Mahadev, means it drank the poison and gave us Amrut, isn't it? Same thing, it drinks carbon dioxide and gives us oxygen. And now there are oxygen cylinders, the scarcity is there and all these things, isn't it? Oxygen goes on giving, doesn't expect anything from you. It gives you shadow, it gives you fruits, it gives you flowers, and ultimately it gives you its own wood also, isn't it? So learn from the tree, learn from nature, the river goes on giving. Mountains goes on giving us minerals. So if you start giving, you start getting it back because law of action and reaction. You go on giving, there is always a thing that you start getting more and more. You try this. I always tell, people who have a habit of giving, they get more and more. Those who don't give, they get less because action and reaction, as simple as that. Okay, so you can, if you have got money, go on giving money. That's also good. You give time. Time is important. Giving time means you are giving life. Time is what you are giving life. That is also very, very important. So learn habit of giving. Okay. Now about marriage, I will tell you. See, especially we are all very busy, and this part, nowadays so many divorces are taking place. I really feel very bad. It was not so previously. So why? These 5 things, if you remember, your marriage will be successful. What are those? Meaningful conversation. That is very important. Not only conversation. What is that today dinner? What you are made for? That is not the way you have to talk. Meaningful conversation. Husband and wife should meet together, discuss about their family, how we have progress in family, how each other are complementary to each other. This type of conversation must. Suppose nowadays what happens, somebody has got job outside, he's not in town. But at least for especially males, I will tell you, talk on the phone for at least half an hour. It's very difficult for male to talk for half an hour. For ladies, it is very easy. You start any topic, and that will extend for 1 hour also, because their brain is built that way that both hemispheres are interlaced. Whereas men is only right brain is working like that. So all husbands, I request you, okay, go on listening. Doesn't matter. I know you will be bored, but doesn't matter. Let her feel better. For males, because I am male, I am telling you, okay. For ladies, no problem. They can talk for an hour. You should always talk to your spouse at least for half an hour a day. Okay. Touch. Very important. Sometimes what happens, people don't have a habit of expressing love, and sometimes touch gives more, touch If you don't have words, perfect words to talk, touch itself, touch of anger, touch of lust, touch is very expressive. Well, touch is very important. And you all know, as a medical person, touch will give, you hug somebody, your child or your wife, or so, oxytocin is released. That is again a happy hormone, isn't it? That is very important. So touch is extremely important. I always tell, in a family, if you want a very happy life, suppose you have got a mother, old grandmother, okay, their expectation is very less. They don't need a lot of food or nothing, but they feel that they should not be ignored, isn't it? Simple thing they want. Then touch will make the difference. Okay, you may be busy going for OT. Okay, take at least 1 minute. Go to your mother's room, your grandmother's room, hold her hand. I will tell you, whole day she remains happy. And ask her, have you taken tablets? Have you taken food? Simple thing. It requires 1 to 2 minutes. I will tell you, whole day she is so happy, so happy. Your father is there, or somebody senior, old grandfather is there. Okay, they don't have much knowledge about present things. And suppose you want to purchase some mobile. Okay, now latest mobiles are there. You may say whether I should purchase Samsung or should Apple or something. Well, the grandfather or the old person will not know the models, but he will show as if he knows, and he will wait for some time, tell whatever you feel, okay, you purchase. You have done a great action, you have created a great joy. What joy? His ego is satisfied. Then what happens in the evening when that your old man sits with along with his colleagues of the same age people? When he's sitting on the bench, he will tell his friends, do you know, in my home, whatever is purchased is by my permission. Okay, simple joy you can create in family. There's nothing. And remember, always, suppose, now especially, at home, suppose your wife prepares very good curry or something like that. Praise, no, praise. Why not to praise? People say, oh, what is there in praising? Oh, it is our duty. No, praise, that is very important. And I always say, express your love. Once I asked, how many of you, they are all married people, how many of you, especially males, said, I love you to their wife? I think all ladies will agree. They will definitely be happy if your husband says like that, I love you. Simple. Nothing great in that. But then I could see nobody raised hand that time, because I used to give lectures, for adults, this thing. And what happened in our Jivan Vidya, we have got a very nice, Jnanapeeth is there where you go hold courses for married people. Okay, that time what happened, one judge had come. He came alone. He was 67-year-old, very strict judge. He was strict as well outside as well as inside. Okay. And he attended the course. An interval, he came out and he could not catch the mobile range. So he touched our volunteer and he said, please connect me to my wife. Then he went to certain place where there was good connection, and he talked to his wife, and the volunteer asked, is there okay? Your wife is already, because he was old, 67 years. His wife must also be old. Why you wanted to talk? So he said, the thing is that I heard in your lecture that you should say, I love you to wife. And I on the phone said, I love you to my wife. Then he said, what was the reaction from your wife? She said, are you all right? Because in whole life, he never said, I love you. But I request all the members, today only say, I love you to your spouse. Okay. And you see the difference. You will see the difference, Very simple. These are the simple things you can increase happiness in your family. It's very simple. And I always say, remain connected, not in contact. People are in contact, but not connected in family. You are not in contact. Okay, father, mother is there, sister is there, wife, but you should be connection. That is why I always tell you, always take meal together. At least one meal you take together. Keep the mobiles away. Don't touch the mobile when you are taking meals. Otherwise, everybody is seeing. I've seen the cartoon. Everybody together taking mobile and looking at the mobile. That is useless. Then you are not connected. You remain connected with your family members. Luckily, in Corona, there was an opportunity that all the family members were together. That is another positive side of that. So maybe you must have been connected with your kids, your mother, father, isn't it? Connected. You should remain connected in family. Okay, and respect the spouse. Respect the spouse. Very important. And for fifth important, freedom. See, you may have got habit of listening to classical music, and your husband may not like it. Okay. Then suppose there is a very nice concert to be arranged in your town, and you say to your husband, well, there is a classical music concert, you come with me. The husband will say, okay, you take this money, go. No, that is not the way. Even if you don't like it, go with her. Go with her. See, you are going with her is a great pleasure for your wife. Remember, psychology. You are along with her, she feels great pleasure. Okay, you go sit there. You may sleep. You may sleep when the classical is going on. But don't snore because that disturbs others. So remember, yes, freedom. Everybody has got different liking. Give freedom to your spouse. That is very important. Happiness, happiness. So family, as I had shown the figure, everyone sitting together taking lunch, nobody has got mobile, everybody is talking to each other. That is a great thing. So second priority, first priority is your, what is the health, second priority is family. I already told you how to behave in family, isn't it? Ego is the worst thing in this life. Ego go, it can just go but it doesn't go. Nowadays, there are many nuclear families. Nuclear families. What happens? I will tell you one very nice story. That was a Sunday morning. Sunday morning, what happened? There was sound outside the door. Okay, everybody went there. Do you know what happens? Newspaper comes and everybody wants to read the news. No, them fresh news. So husband opened the door and the wife lifted the newspaper. Ladies are clever. Ladies are clever. You have to admit it. Then what happened? Male ego, male you. We are still male dominant society, isn't it? So male ego. He said, "You give me that paper. I'm going to read it." See the action. Give me that paper. But that wife is not old type of Sati Savitri. No, she said, no. I have taken it first. I will read it. All ladies will agree. Then why? I got it, so I read it. Then his sound became hoarse. You give me that paper. I want to read it first. She said, no, I am not going to give you. Modern couple, isn't it? Then third thing, what he said, if you don't give me that paper, what his wife said, what you will do? I will tell you, I'm telling you as a joke, but I will tell you, these are the simple things which hurts ego. Then he starts telling about her relatives, bad things. She started, and that goes for divorce. I've got many advocate friends in Sangli. They tell the cause of divorce is such a foolish, very foolish. I will tell you one very nice story after this. What very foolish reasons are there, which are not the reasons for divorce. Then whatever, I just, funnily I say, because that husband had been to our Jivan Vidya course. So he was told there to suppress his ego. But he said, why not to try again once? So what he said, if you don't give me that paper, he said, what you will do? He said, okay, you read it first and then give it to me. Simple, no? It created joy in family, isn't it? But do you know, females, their brain is totally different. Their emotional quotient is more. What actually happened? Oh, she prepared pohe and even a tea and gave him paper first. That is how you have to increase the happiness in your family. Always remember, suppress your ego. One funny incident actually that was told by somebody that again, same thing. Nowadays, the divorce cases go to advocate, then they immediately don't give go into, they will do counseling first. There is a counseling chamber in court. So there was counseling chamber, one counselor there. The husband and wife came there looking on both on different sides. He said, okay, you will get divorce letter, but at least look at each other. Now tell me what happened exactly. Nobody was ready to talk. Then husband started telling, see what has happened. I am very methodical person. I am very, I got a very good habits. I keep everything at right place, right time. And I got discipline in my life. I like disciplined life. And my wife, she is so undisciplined. He said, what happened? What is undisciplined? Should you give me some example? What he said? See what happens if a new toothpaste I bring, usually what we do, we start from the end and start rolling up till the end comes when we put, one prong is there, then I will press it. And my wife is so idiot, once the new toothpaste, she just presses in the center. And I get, angry. I don't like this. Oh, very bad. The counselor started laughing. Oh, is this the reason? This is the cost for your this thing. He said, very simple thing. The cost of that toothpaste is 35 rupees. Bring one more toothpaste. Let her press anywhere she wants. You press according to your idea. Joke aside, but that is the thing. Ego. Seniors. You should always respect seniors. All the time you should respect seniors. And remember, I will about the ego. There is very nice, clipping. Whether I'm completing with the time. Almost. Okay. I think I am overshooting the time. So what I'll do, I'll stop this cartoon, but I'm going to show you a very nice video which really will give you what is meant by work-life balance. Before that, I will tell you, sometimes you are workaholic, as I told you in the beginning, better to be alcoholic than workaholic, because one person was very workaholic, he did very well, became vice president, and came with a certificate and his letter of certificate to home, and he saw that actually notice of divorce from his wife. What is the use of that career? Okay, so what now I will show a very nice video and about success. I will not tell because the time is love your career. In career, you should love your work. If you love your work, then I can tell you, you will never be tired, never be tired. I can tell you by my experience. I used to work from 7 o'clock in the morning till 11:30, but I never got tired because I loved my work. Similarly, if you love your work, take interest, then you will never get tired. No, don't compare with anybody. Compare with yourself. Compare with your old yesterday. Competition, compete with yourself. But I am going to show you a very nice video. On that, we will stop today's lecture. Okay, just watch this, and really that gave me great impression. Wasn't that very good? I think that is the thing, that message I would like to tell you. Do work, no problem, but family is important. Family is the one which will keep you together, will give you happiness. Work is always there, but then remember that is the important thing. So, okay, I would like to stop here because I got so many slides, but I can't continue, and I always like to keep in perfect time. So, thank you very much for again giving me opportunity to actually give whatever the Jivan Vidya has taught me, my guru has taught me, and I hope you like that. I am thankful to you for listening to me carefully. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Patwardhan sir. It was a nice, very stunning, mesmerizing, fantastic lecture, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, your positive vibe have reached us all, and your smile is really contagious. It has infected us all too.
I know, I know. Smile is like that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sir. Very nice. Can we take few questions if there are any?
I'm very happy because there were many slides which I did not say because the time I would like to always keep up to the time because what happens otherwise, listening ability is ideally it is only 45 minutes, but I think went to 1 hour. Oh, sorry for that. Okay. Please ask me any questions. Please.
या वेळ कसा संपला कळला पण नाही. असं वाटत होतं की लेक्चर चालूच राहावं चालूच राहावं चालूच राहावं.
Now I have become a lecturer in many colleges. Krishna Medical College, I am giving lectures. All MBBS and dental students. For many engineering colleges, Somaya College, I am giving lectures. Bolton College, so I am used to give lecture for 2 hours. I know I am not going to do that. So please ask me any questions. I will be very happy if I can give you answer.
Dr. Geeta Kulkarni,
yeah.
She has commented, अमृत घर भरले तुझ्या घरी का फिरशी वनवन बाजारी. Your comment, please.
I think you told us correct. Satchidananda is very much here. Why you are wandering around? Very simple. The direction which you want to go, you are going exactly opposite. What is what they in Marathi something this Bamba Rameshwari, Ag Someshwari, something like that. Is what is happening. We are going on wrong direction. Our direction should be inside. We are going exactly other way. So that's all. It is with you only. There are so many people have given many examples. Kasturi, isn't it? Kasturi Muruk. Everybody knows it. She told very correctly. It is absolutely true. Mamrut is very much here. Why you want to go somewhere other places? Absolutely. It is very much here. Yeah. Thank you very much, madam.
One more question, sir, please.
Please.
Whether family life can be beneficial to your work life or it can also be detrimental to its life.
Always remember, yes, very good question. It is always beneficial. Take it from me. See, always see there are many crises in your professional practice as well as in family, isn't it? And I will tell you especially, ladies will be happy when I tell this, but that is true. All males will agree. If those who are married for 10 or more years, they will agree when there is a crisis, males sometimes topple down because they are impulsive type. The females will not. They will protect you. Take it from me because I have practiced in a slum area in Haripur Road where I have seen many males fighting. When somebody's husband is getting defeated, his wife will come and protect him. That is what I have seen. The female has got great power. That is why we call Bharat Mata, not Bharat Pita. Always remember they have got great power. So both should be together. They will make the great things, and the decision making should be combined. Spouse and both should be together, and that will help you in practice also. That will definitely help you in practice because your mind is quiet, then you can concentrate on your practice. No, if your mind is quiet, then it's of no use. So both should think. It should be complementary life, and that will definitely families definitely help in your practice. Always help, remember, because you must have seen many farmers committed suicide. Their wives did not. Is it not your observation? You should have think their wives did not because they were thinking, I should think of my kids. But the males straight away committed suicide. I would say they were selfish. They never thought of their kids, whereas females did not. That is the reality of life. Yeah, thank you. I hope you got the answers.
Last question.
Yeah.
Being workaholic is good or bad for your family life?
Here is, that is why striking the balance is important. No, I showed you the last video what it says. Okay, he was workaholic but did not bother about the family, so he could not enjoy the real moments. He never saw his kid growing. That is a great pleasure you missed. So work should be limited. Family should be your, as I told, the priorities. First is your own health. Second is family. Third is career, and last is social. Otherwise, there are many who go give more importance to social life, go in morcha and this thing. Stupid. Are you first see yourself. They will go into morcha and do all things. First, be stable yourself. Your family should be good. Your health should be good. Career comes third. Career is not bad. It is to be done. But then there has to be a limit to it. You should have some special time for your family. You should have. Otherwise, you can't enjoy. At the end of life, what happened to that in video you saw? He was frustrated. You could see that very easily. So remember, this is the time now. Spend time with your kids, with your spouse, your father, mother, your relatives. That will give a great pleasure. That will give great memories when you become old. Now, I am still young, 69 years old, but I still, I am very happy that I can really enjoy the life. Thank you.
उषा जाधव पुणे यांना काही तुम्हाला विचारायचं आहे. विचारू शकतो आपण?
विचारा. येस, बोला. ऐकू येते बोला.
Okay. Sir, I have this question. During the time of pandemic, where most of us have spent most of the time with our families, and there were disturbances between us, there were fights, there was disturbed pattern in family. So I will like to know more about how to balance it out, because people were working, prioritizing their work along with their family. Most of them were staying first time with their family for a long time. So how to tackle the situation when
very relevant question, because I told you there was opportunity to actually create connection between them, but the other way around also has happened. Yes, that why everybody has got this space. No, it has got space. Everybody has space. The husband who goes to service, that is also his space. The wife has also her own space. She doesn't like interference of husband in everything, isn't it? And what happens, one is not used to it. One was not used, and secondly, because of the no work was there, depression was there. So for small points, he would give unnecessary opinion. I always say, maunam sarvartha sadhanam. If you keep your mouth shut, that will be great. And secondly, I always used to say, no, count 10. Anything comes, don't react, respond. Reaction is usually illogical. Always respond. I will tell you a very funny example. How you react and that becomes a problem. As I told you in that story also, ego about the this thing, couple. Same thing. Don't react. Respond. Response is when you think it over and you actually count 10. Before that, we always in June they say go on actually chanting prayer. Oh God, bless all with. Or in Marathi, हे ईश्वरा सर्वांना चांगली बुद्धी दे, आरोग्य दे, सर्वांना सुखात आनंदात ऐश्वर्यात ठेव, सर्वांचं भलं कर, कल्याण कर, रक्षण कर, आणि तुझे गोड नाम मुखात अखंड राहू दे. चांगले विचार, good thinking you start doing. Then what happens when the third time you start praying, you start thinking, I may be wrong, he may be right, she may be right. That thought comes later. If you react, it is usually illogical. I will tell you a funny joke for that. Okay, what happened actually? There was one person started climbing your 10-story building, and the lift was out of work. So he started climbing, reached up to the 10th story, and tapped on the door of one person and started shouting, "Sharma ji, aapki ladki, wo बाजू में vagabond लड़का रहता है ना, उसके साथ भाग गई." You can imagine what must have happened in his brain of that person inside, isn't it? He got, he started getting giddiness and his BP rose, and he said, "Now I don't have face to show to this thing, that vagabond boy I know very well. My daughter has done a very great mistake. Then I don't want to show a face. So let me commit suicide." And there was a gallery, from 10th floor, he just jumped out to commit suicide. But then what happened? And what happened? He started coming down. When he came to 7th floor, he realized that he doesn't have daughter. It was a sudden reaction. When he come down to 3rd floor, he realized that his name is Verma and not Sharma. So that is what happens. So don't react. Don't react. Always respond. The reaction is always bad. So remember, yes, what she asked the question was very correct. Everybody has got his own space. No, that was disturbed. Even wife has got her own space, and few habits are already created, few routine is created, and that naturally gets disturbed. Because what happens, out of sight is out of mind. In home, she is doing something which husband doesn't like. Because he is there, he will comment, isn't it? So for husbands, I will tell you, don't comment if they are doing, because they are working more, they know many things. I always say they are food minister, they are finance minister, they are everything, education, because they give education to kids, no, they look after them. So respect woman. In Jivan Vidya we say Stri Mukti nahi, Stri Sanman Mahatvacha. Yes, our idol is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Do you know why? Shivaji was very great warrior, but there are many other warriors also. But Shivaji Maharaj had three great virtues. What are those? One thing, he was Rayatecha Raja hota. Means, when this fight used to go, he used to tell the soldiers, don't disturb the crop, because farmers have worked hard, sweated, don't disturb. If suppose it was disturbance, he used to pay back. Secondly, he was really secular. All types of religion people were there in his, isn't it? And third most important thing is that he was giving respect to ladies, Sri Sanman. You must have heard the story of Kalyancha Subedaraji. He was the only king, take it from me, in previous days, the king who used to win, he used to add to his janana, all the ladies. Shivaji never, he respected the ladies. So we always say, Sri Sanman, ek khara uttar hai in this. So all the husbands, I request you, then your life will be great. Don't interfere in her, she has got own space. Don't interfere. These things happen during this corona time. That is very true, because husband never had habit of working at home, or they never knew many things which wives were really knowing everything. Leave it to her, let her be boss at home. You are there in your office, you are boss, enjoy the bossing there. Why here? Wait when the office will start bossing, because not everybody will listen to you in office, isn't it? There you will, your boss is, if your boss is there, then you listen to him immediately, isn't it? And you don't show your ego. Whatever the ego thing is only at home, isn't it? Why you do that? Don't do that, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We come to an end of this very fantastic, pleasant session. I think this is part one. Would like to listen to you part two, part three of how to balance between work and life, and many other new ideas coming from your mouth, sir. Thank you very much. I now hand over my charge to my secretary, Dr. Pratap Karnakar, for vote of thanks. Dr. Pratap, please.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening. I take a privilege to say thanks to everyone, especially our president, Dr. Shinde, and our secretary, Dr. Karne, for giving this platform for this meeting. I really thank from the heart Dr. Patwardhan sir for his absolutely mesmerizing. It was fantastic lecture. I think I had ever heard, and it was fantastic lecture. Really time changing. It is a very much enthusiastic. I felt very enthusiastic while listening to this lecture. And I really think of practicing each and everything rather than preaching. You are practicing this, that's why it was seen on your face. Yeah. So I really thank from the bottom of the heart once again. And I thank all the participants who joined this meeting. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you. May I leave the meeting? May I leave the meeting, sir?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night. Stay safe.